This was sent to me by Dr. Quest to give my honest review. I'm a Montessori mom, so I'm always paying attention to whether something feels hands-on, inviting, and actually worth pulling off the shelf again. This is Dr. Quest's Magical Adventure, and the very first thing I noticed is the presentation. When I opened the box, I literally gasped at the 2 bags of these colorful jewels. It hit that inner child part of your brain in the best way. They're bright, weighty, and they don't feel like flimsy plastic throw-ins. The whole set has that real board game feel. The artwork is charming, the pieces are sturdy, and the components are organized in a way that makes setup feel straightforward instead of super chaotic. You've got the board and the path that sets up the adventure, player pieces, a nice die, and the question content that drives the learning side. There's also a cloth bag included, which I appreciate for keeping smaller pieces together, though I'll say up front, with this many jewels, you may still want your own little container or a second bag if you like everything neatly sorted. The concept is language skills through play, and it's geared toward kids who are ready for reading and word work. The listing talks about grades 1 through 4, and that tracks with what this is asking kids to do. It's not babyish, but it's also not written like a test. It's more like prompts and challenges that feel game-like, and they cover different areas: spelling, grammar, vocabulary, and also speaking and listening. So it's not only pick the right answer, it's also getting your child to say the thing, build the sentence, or explain it out loud. If you've ever had a kid who knows the answer in their head but needs practice putting it into words, that part is actually useful. A big question with this game is, how do you play it? Because it's not one of those games where you just shuffle cards and go. It uses a host role. One person is the wizard, basically the reader and guide, and then the other players are moving their pawns on the board. So if you're buying this thinking, my kids will play completely independently while I cook dinner, just know it may depend on your kids' ages and how confident they are with reading and running rules. In a Montessori home, I actually don't mind a light facilitator role, especially if it means you can adjust on the fly for different kids, but it's good to understand that it's designed with a host. Player count is flexible. It's set up for a small group, family night, a classroom table, homeschool co-op, anywhere you've had a few kids, maybe one adult guiding. And time-wise, it's framed as about 30 to 45 minutes, which feels realistic for this kind of format because you're not rushing through quick turns. The learning moments take a minute, and that's sort of the point. If you're wondering whether it's too easy or too hard, what I like here is that it can meet kids where they are. You can slow it down, ask for a full sentence, ask for spelling help, or let a younger child participate with support, while an older child answers more independently. I saw a review from a family using it with an older child with special needs, and that made sense to me because the wizard role gives you a built-in way to scaffold without making it feel like extra help. It just feels like playing. Quality-wise, everything is thoughtfully made. Even the die and the jewels feel intentionally chosen, and the box itself feels like it's meant to be kept, not tossed in the shelf. I did see one reviewer mention the board print quality not being quite as crisp as they'd prefer, and I can understand that perspective. Some games have that extra premium finish, but overall this still feels solid and durable for repeated use. And it has small pieces, so I keep it put away when little kids are around and bring it out when we're ready to play. With all the jewels and cards, it helps to pick a simple storage system so setup stays easy. It's a really lovely language game, and the jewels alone make kids lean in.